Hey everybody, meteorologist Mike Griffith for East Coast Weather Association, Carolina Weather Pro, and Mid-Atlantic Weather. That's a lot to say there in one sentence. So many of you probably asking what's going on with that hurricane out there in the Atlantic. Looking a little scary there on satellite, and also the forecast track is looking a little ominous there from the National Hurricane Center. Uh, it is 4:26 here. Thursday, August 31st, 2017. Let's take a look here at the big picture and see what's going on. Looking at the infrared satellite across the United States, there's the remnants of Harvey right there. He's starting to wrap himself up in the form of an extratropical cyclone, so eventually he's going to get designated just an L for low as he transitions into the higher latitudes and becomes more like a regular low with fronts and all that. In fact, you can see him trying to develop a little bit of a cold front right here, and maybe even a little bit of a warm front as he starts to pull moisture from the Gulf up into the southeast United States. So it's going to be raining a lot through the night here, Thursday night across the Carolinas, especially the western Carolinas. Atlanta getting soaked overnight, looking like a dreary and drenching Friday for many of us here across the mid-Atlantic and also into the Carolinas. Don't expect to stay dry this weekend, especially Friday and Saturday, as a lot of the moisture transport moves up from the Gulf. Florida, not likely staying dry either, especially around Tampa. There, some storms firing up, and a lot of the moisture is streaming in from the Bahamas into Fort Lauderdale and even Miami here into southeastern part of the state of Florida there. So lots going on there with moisture and rain for the next 2 days or so, tonight, Friday and Saturday, 3 days or so anyway. So there's where the heaviest rain is going to be over western Tennessee from Harvey, the remnants. But we're not going to be staying exactly dry here in the I-85 corridor from Charlotte down to Atlanta and even into Greenville there. They're going to be getting a nice little batch of rain move through as we go into the night tonight into Friday and Saturday as well. Looking ahead, the rain actually kind of pushes off a little bit to the east. So coastal Carolinas, we're looking at 8 p.m. Saturday here from 8 p.m. Friday to 8 p.m. Saturday here. It's going to be wet across southeastern Virginia, Richmond, Newport News, Norfolk, all the way into Raleigh and Wilmington and even Myrtle Beach and Charleston in on the rain as we are in looking at Friday and Saturday there. Now, good news is that for Sunday, the rain starts to push away from the southeast in time for Labor Day, but it starts to soak northern New England and New York State, even Pennsylvania. New York City is in on this too. And it looks like it kind of goes away after that. And it looks like Monday should be decent, but then there's some more showers and thunderstorms returning to the mountains here across the eastern United States. Miami, Florida, Tampa, Orlando, looking like they're not going to remain completely dry through Wednesday the 6th from Monday, probably from Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, looking like the rain kind of returns down there. Bad situation there for the Gulf. Another low pressure area forms, disturbed weather area. Could be bringing some showers and thunderstorms to the coast of Texas and some more inundating rains. So it's not looking like too good for them. But fortunately, it kind of stays a little. It kind of stays away. But New Orleans looking like they're going to be getting some more of this. So as long as it stays away from Houston and the relief efforts there, we're going to be okay for the most part. It could get some more rain, but not buckets of it or anything like that. Just a couple showers and thunderstorms. So looking like the east is going to remain wet through the 8th of September, which is Friday. So now let's get to the big story and move myself out of the way there so we can see exactly what's going on. I'm going to move myself down there so I'm not in the way of Irma. Right there she is in the eastern Atlantic. Still a long ways away from land and the western Antilles and Puerto Rico, but she is kind of moving a little bit westward here. But if you take a look at the path of the storm, the eye, you can see it right there, kind of like a nice little well-defined eye. She's moving from a Category 2 to a Category 3 hurricane tonight, more than likely. And this is Thursday night into Friday. Probably by 11 p.m., the National Hurricane Center advisories are going to have her as a major Category 3 hurricane. And if you kind of notice, she's taken a little bit more of a jog to the north recently, a little bit more to the northwest. So there's some steering flows out here that are actually going to there's this little spin out here in the Atlantic. So the upper airflow around this would kind of be to the north. and it might actually decide to pull this hurricane a little bit more to the north here, which would actually be good news because she would actually go out to the sea if she continues to get pulled to the north and gets jogged a little bit northward. In fact, the next track that you see from the National Hurricane Center could actually put her more of a northward track than it is on this one right here. These forecasts do change from the NHC, and we could see her start to actually move a little bit more to the northwest, which would be great news because that would mean that everybody's fears would kind of be put to rest. But the National Weather Service National Hurricane Center actually has the track there on a little bit of a jog to the northwest, like what I'm seeing. But then they're probably following the Euro model, and they're bringing it a little bit more down here southward and westward and into the Lesser Antilles, which is actually not good at all. But what a lot of people are overlooking right now is the GEFS ensembles, which actually take the storm a little bit away from land right here. And these storms could be biting on these, this model could be biting on whatever feature it is out here in the Atlantic and taking this system out to sea and having it take more of a northward turn. Any of these tracks over here, especially more ones that are like more west than they are north, are a very dangerous situation for the East Coast right there. So let's take a look at the water vapor imagery right now, and we're looking at a lot of dry air here over the Atlantic, at least at upper levels, not so much at lower levels, but hurricanes focus more at mid levels and even lower levels for their energy. So it's not looking like it's going to matter too much, but this hurricane right here is starting to enter a little bit of dry air, and it's going to be hard for Irma to actually maintain her strength. If she becomes a major hurricane, she's going to probably fight through a lot of the dry air, but in the end, all this dry air over here is going to start to probably wreak havoc with her, and it's going to really going to kind of bring her down a little bit as far as strength, but she could be getting pulled up into this area anyway, because this is going to kind of steer her a little bit more to the northwest. So this could be a big thing where it's just out to sea. Of course, the European model has other ideas and has her making a horrific landfall in the Florida Keys and maybe even Miami right there. But other than that, there's even a feature that's on her heels behind her right there, and this actually kind of goes up into the this area right here, probably out to sea, but we'll have to keep an eye on this one too. This one would be Jose if it were to form. Of course, there's nothing. If nothing else, the Gulf forms before him. That would be Jose. So Jose is next in line if it is to be named. But that's not a good looking situation there. The European model is right now it's the only model that has it take this westward path across Puerto Rico and into the Bahamas and even Cuba. And it looks like Miami gets clipped on this system right there as it moves through between the 9th and the 10th of this month. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for. But as I'm seeing right now, looks like the storm might have trouble remaining strong as it's encountering a lot of dry air. And it looks like she's actually starting to jog. The center of the storm with the eye is starting to jog a little bit more this way, trending this way in the last couple of hours there. And it's looking like maybe 3 hours or so. And it's looking like this storm is starting to take more of a track like that. Let's hope that's the case. And let's hope she stays far away from the eastern coast of the United States. And let's hope that the Euro model is not right at all around the 10th of September. That's what I have for you right now. I'm going to keep updating this as I have time. I'm going to be working all weekend at my main job, so I might not have time to do more video updates. But my partner at Mid-Atlantic Weather and also East Coast Weather Association, two other guys there, is going to be updating the stuff on Facebook. And one of us or two of us are going to be updating the website, ecwxa.com. Make sure you stay abreast on that site and keep checking back, and we can provide the latest updates. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching East Coast Weather Association. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.